Hello.
Hi, welcome back to the channel.
We're speaking to you on a sunny Norfolk morning. Really to introduce the next stage of our video. As you know, we've started a European series and we're trying to capture some sunshine and some smiley faces and everything being back to normal in the next few weeks. So the next stage is we've been, as you know, in stage one through France and starting in Bruges through France and then some time in Switzerland, and now we've going through and hitting Lake Garda in Italy, where we joined a Caravan and Motorhome Club tour of Europe for 3 weeks.
3 weeks, yeah. It's not something we'd done before, but we looked at the trip. All the sites were chosen for you. They were in really the right place for everything that you were going to see. The other biggest benefit was that all the transport in and out of the cities was arranged for you. So the transport, the guides, some of the meals were included. And then there was a couple of trips that you'll see probably later on in the following vlogs that we would never have gone on, and they were absolutely stunning. So it was, for us, it was really worth every penny. And there was also the added security of the motorhome being on a site that it was regularly used by the club and the tour year in, year out. And we met some lovely people on it, which is another bonus. We're still in contact with them now. We learnt a lot on the trip. Everybody's got different advice, different tips for motorhoming. There were motorhomes on the trip and there were caravans on the trip, and it was for us, the tour of Italy was worth every penny.
I think that was it, really. It was more like a rally really than a tour.
Yeah, it was.
And because as we got to know each other, we ate together in a night. We didn't travel in convoy. We were given directions and we met each other at the campsites.
Yeah. It took some longer than this to get there. And we had some SOS calls as to I'm lost, where am I?
Some people got repeatedly lost, but that was all good fun. It started to add to the banter.
Yeah.
But it was very well organised by the club, and we would recommend it in the right circumstances. It's not something we'd normally do because we're quite comfortable on our own out there, really. But when you're in and out of cities where you're thinking about parking your vehicle security and the transport to get in and out, it really worked well.
Yeah.
So that's the background to this next few videos. The tour takes us on from Lake Garda, ultimately to Venice and the Venetian lagoon, and then on from there to San Marino, and then on to Rome, and then into Tuscany, and then into Florence, and then Siena. And then we leave the group there, and we're back on our own, and Billy no mates off into the Dolomites. So we're trying to get through these videos before we get released on the 12th, because obviously we'll be looking for new content then, and looking to share our travels with you. But hopefully you'll enjoy this, and we'll see you on the other side.
Bye.
Bye. We made our way on the couple of hours drive. That's all down from Switzerland to the Lake Garda campsite at Fontanelli. It's a reasonable site. Again, I put it about a 3-star on the banks of Lake Garda. But we made it really access for the sunrise photography. The sunrise is over the lake, and it's a beautiful place to be, peaceful. And it's a great place just as the world awakens. There are motorhome campsites, motorhome pictures all the way along the side of the lake here, buried in the trees. And it's a lovely spot. After a nice meal with our new friends, we set off for Verona. A 50-minute bus ride straight into the capital, where there was a guided tour laid on explaining the city and its history, its links with the Venetian and Roman empires, and its architecture. There's a very impressive church in the middle of Verona. We like looking at churches, so we always tend to do a church tour whenever we are. Verona has everything. Its own Colosseum. It's steeped in the history of Romeo and Juliet, the Shakespeare play set in the city. Its bright coloured buildings as you're walking round. When we were planning the tour, it wasn't the first thing I looked at on the itinerary, but it's well worth a visit. After a day off and a few Aperol spritzers, we set off with the group to Sarlo to catch a boat to the Isola del Garda, a haven of an island stuck out in the middle of Lake Garda. It's been there for a long time in associations with the Roman Empire and the Venetian Empire. It's owned by a private family now, the Cavazzi family, who owned it for some time. But it was a Roman burial ground and a Franciscan monastery, and has been visited by Francis of Assisi allegedly. But now it's a haven, beautiful gardens and a lovely place to be. On a free day we set out on our bikes to cycle to Simone, a castle located there interested us. It was a nice ride actually, across the banks of Garda, along cycleways, very safe riding, with some marvellous little towns and villages along the way, all linked to the sea of course, and the Venetian fishing industry of old. Some great restaurants along the way, we really enjoyed the ride.